welcome to the FSF PopCast live show.
Oh, hey
welcome.
There.
Oh, hi. Howdy. Hey, howdy. Hi. How's it going there? So welcome to the FSF PopCast live show, which is actually a live show, not like the pre-recorded live show that we didn't actually do live, but we said it was live because we're a bunch of liars.
We corrected that. That was the alive show.
Proof of life show.
We're proving that we were still alive.
Yeah. So we were still alive. We had not done a live episode in a little while. We had a surgical break. John had right shoulder surgery. I had right shoulder surgery. Kathleen was assisting all things John because John was pretty much down to one-armed with a one-armed bandit. And so life has been a little interesting around here. But tonight our goal is to play pop culture catch-up because so much has happened over the last couple months where we have not been able to come on and talk about it as much as we would have liked. And so we thought, what the heck? We'll bring a couple of guest nerds on with us tonight to sit down and discuss it. And you see their lovely, scarily smiley faces down there. That, of course, is the wonderful Andrew Morrison and Tyson Hadfield. Welcome to the show, guys.
Guest nerd, man.
And
I don't have to wear a Spider-Man suit in this one.
I mean, you could.
I could have. I guess.
We're not saying no. I'm just.
We never say no to
anyway.
costumes. Allow me to put on. See, we don't say no to silly costumes.
Exactly.
True.
So tonight is pop culture catch up. We're gonna do a little bit of that. Try to get caught up on all the things that are happening in the great big world around us, and kind of talk about some of those things. We also, though, want to bring reminders to something else that happened this past weekend. Now, we did a lot of work with, and you may remember this live show in general. Well, not this screen, but there's another screen coming up. This is just, we'll get back to that one. Anyway, this is the one I want to talk about. So the Purple Stride Walk was this past Saturday all over the United States in support of the Pancreatic Cancer Action Network, or commonly known as PanCan. We've had the honor of having Kitty Swink, who is a 20-year pancreatic cancer survivor, on our show. We've gotten to know her and her husband, Armin, quite well over the last couple years. And they brought along with them on our show Jonathan Frakes, John Billingsley, and Juan Carlos Cotto. We had an amazing evening with them trying to raise some money for pancreatic cancer, and we were able to do so, and it's very exciting. But now here's the thing. Just because Purple Stride is over doesn't mean that we stop pushing or supporting PanCan. There is still opportunity to, especially for the Purple Stride Walk, they're accepting donations for up to 30 days for that walk. So we still have time for you to get donations in to help the team trek against pancreatic cancer in all of their work. And the reason why this event is such a big deal to Kitty Swink and everybody you see on the screen there, Armin Sherman nearly lost his wife. Kitty Swink nearly lost her life. Jonathan Frakes, John Billingsley, and Juan Carlos Cotto have all lost family members to pancreatic cancer. So this disease is not only does it have such a low survival rate, we're talking still only 13% survival opportunity for you. But when Kitty's beat it, it was only at 4%. So that's the difference. In 20 years, we've gone from 4% to 13%. What can we do in the next 10 with support from everybody? So this week, maybe consider skipping a cheeseburger. Maybe consider skipping a $5 coffee at Starbucks and giving $5 to pancreatic cancer, to the fight. Anyway, that's our pitch. That's our spiel. There will be links down in the show notes down below for you guys to be able to click on. As little as $5 is a very huge deal. And we want to make sure that you guys have opportunity to check that out. Scarif Scuttlebutt Podcast. What up? Yeah, there's Ro and the guys down there. They're an awesome Star Wars based podcast. They talk about a little bit of everything though, but yeah, it's Scarif. It's the Scuttlebutt. And I was just on their show. We talked about Boba Fett. It's a lot of fun. Boba. Anyway, so I said I was going to get back to this. Got to do this real quick. We want to remind everybody that the show that you're watching right now, the podcast, is made possible by the support of our show partners. That's Storylines, TCT, Level Up Savers, and Monkey Cult Coffee. And again, you can find links for them down below. Okay, let's get into it. Let's have some fun. We got lots of nerd stuff to talk about. Now, I've got things that I was going to point out, but let's start off with just a quick roundtable of what you watching. What's keeping your streaming sites busy as of late? What are you guys watching?
I don't think I should share. It's not appropriate.
Bring it on. Now I really want to know.
Okay,
I'm catching up on stuff. Go ahead, Kathleen.
Yeah, no, I was just going with I completed the first season of Fallout, and holy crap, just so good.
Oh,
so good. Like it was so good, and the going from my last major video game show was Last of Us. Expectations are pretty high, and they did it justice. They did fantastic.
Wait, you didn't watch Twisted Metal?
No.
What? It was.
I mean, I guess the only other
video
game. The only other video game adaptation I watched lately was Five Nights, and that was also kind of fantastic, but that wasn't as much fun.
So I too watched Fallout. Very big fan. That show is amazing. Amazingly well cast.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the castings that kind of got, and I saw this a couple days later on the old internets, was the choice for Betty. Do you know who I'm talking about, Kathleen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Betty is played by Blind Al from Deadpool, and I will never be able to see those two. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like in my head, those two are now just interconnected and related. So
the only critique I really have for the show is there's that. I am afraid of clowns. Don't cast Kyle MacLachlan if you don't want us to know he's the bad guy. Like that's it. That was my only real, like, the first episode hit and I'm like, I don't trust him.
Ahoy.
Yeah, see, I haven't seen the Fallout series yet. I'm starting it on Wednesday, which is weird that I haven't seen it yet because, I mean, I voice in the fourth game. But, like, I haven't just sat down. I haven't had the time to sit and watch it yet. But starting Wednesday, I am sitting down. I'm watching Fallout. I've been watching Murderville and We Crashed. We Crashed is so good. It's so good.
Hold on.
Oh, Murderville. No,
I think you need to go back further than that for him.
Well, let's bring that back.
What?
Voices in the fourth game? What?
You can't just throw it out there.
Like, yes.
Yeah, by the way, I was on Fallout 4, and so
I'm one of the ghouls in Fallout 4 on the Fourville DOC map. That was after Fallout 76 came out. Bethesda themselves started creating a bunch of DLCs for Fallout 4, and I was lucky enough to get a part as a ghoul named Theodore Nally. So if you don't complete the main storyline and you decide to go on some side quest, there's a ghoul ranch on the Fourville map, and if you happen to go inside of that building, there's an old ghoul named Theodore Nally who you can talk to.
That's you.
He'll read stories to you, and yeah, that's me. But
how cool! How cool!
That's very cool.
Yeah,
he was. I just couldn't let you breeze past that. You're like, yeah, I was in Fallout 4.
I know.
I started watching this other show, and I'm like, no.
Well, this podcast isn't about me. It's about pop culture that's going on today.
You're part of pop
culture. But when you are admitting that you are part of the pop culture, gosh,
I do my best.
When you say you're part of pop culture, I'm going, hey. So, all right.
So I will say that me trying to say that Kyle MacLachlan now that I know that Andrew hasn't seen it, I'm sorry that if that's a spoiler, but also Fallout, trust nobody, believe nothing.
Right.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. The whole series, you find out who you should be trusting, nobody. Who you should be paying attention to, everybody. And the only spoiler I will give that's not really a spoiler is Dog Meat's cool. So that's on this.
Dog Meat's amazing.
Dog Meat.
Cool.
I do wonder though if they're gonna take the alien storyline as well, because that was a weird storyline.
there's a lot of cool things that they have this so perfectly set up at the end of Fallout Season 1 for Fallout Season 2 that I am very much excited to see what exactly they do with it, because now I haven't played the game, but in talking with Dan Brown from Screen Smash, because I was on Screen Smash with him to talk about this. No, that was Watching Now, not Screen Smash. There's too many Couch Soup podcasts. Anyway, but at the same time, not enough, because we need more over there. Anyway, so anyway, I was talking with Dan, and Dan told me that it's the ending of the series it has some very strong New Vegas vibes. So if you played Fallout Vegas, it'll feel very much like that.
Yeah, there was definitely some Vegas-y happiness to it.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited to see where they go with it, because like I said, it's perfect as to how they set up the characters, the cliffhanger that they leave it on. It's not one of those cliffhangers. It got
greenlit for a second season.
Yeah. It's not one of those cliffhangers where you wonder what the heck is going on and why. It's the cliffhanger where you look at this and you go, oh my God, they could go this way, that way, this way. There's so many different directions. And now I'm going to spend the entirety of time between the two seasons wondering where they're taking us.
Right.
And I love that. So the only thing I will say that there's two things that I do not like about the series. One of them I won't mention because it's a spoiler. So I won't mention that. But the one that I can talk about that I feel doesn't act as a spoiler, because it's just common knowledge, is that Amazon released this all in one fell swoop. Instead of releasing this episode by episode, they Netflixed it. They screwed the pooch. They should have released this in episode by episode, because what happened though, and on the one hand, I like it. On the one hand, selfishly, I like it because I got to watch it all at once.
Right.
I got to binge it and I was done. On the other hand,
now I'm in withdrawal.
Right. And they screwed up because they could have had 2 to 3 months of solid PR work on this show and building a buzz around it. Have people talking about it. Shows like ours talking about it for 8 weeks. Watching Now would have talked about this for 8 to 10 weeks. Easy. I know they would have.
Yeah.
Instead, we had one episode on Watching Now, which I got to be part of. And then there's this. We're talking about it here. And there's a bunch of other shows that are doing it one-offs, reviewing the whole series in one sit down, 1 hour. So I'm hoping that somewhere, somehow, Amazon sees one of the many podcasts that talks about it, and all of them that say, hey, you screwed the pooch on this one aspect, and that next season they release it episodically. I would very much prefer that because of the type of show it is.
Now, did they make a mistake?
Yes.
Or did they give you enough time to play all 5 of the games so you can try to guess what's going to come out and then make all that video game money?
Ooh.
See, and I kind of feel like it's like
because they left on a cliffhanger where you are very specifically saying it has Vegas vibes, but I don't know if it's Vegas. Maybe it's Vegas. Let's find out. Wait, where was this in this game? Was it in this game? I have to play through this game. Nope, it wasn't in that game. I guess I got to play through this game. Wait, I don't owe it. Oh, here's my credit card. Like,
well, okay. So what you're saying is kind of like what John's saying right there. There's been a big spike in Fallout players. And so maybe you're onto something there, Drew. Maybe, that's okay.
I think also there is that aspect of sort of getting us hooked and then making us go into the withdrawal with no, we've got the power over you now. We've got you hooked. We're going to keep you dragging along. Because I feel like they're doing, like, streaming services will do that too with they'll release it all at once, and then it's okay, so did people like it or didn't they? Oh, they did. Well, guess what? It's been greenlit for season 2, but we're not going to start filming season 2 until next year. Like, I feel like they're just messing with us.
Meanwhile, I'm over here like Dave Chappelle. Hey, man, you got any more of that Fallout?
Exactly. Exactly. They're gonna string us out like druggies.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
And maybe they wanted to be able to string out the people that are on 7-day free trials.
Mm-hmm.
Just
like I see Tim's side of it. I see no, you guys really messed up. You could have had 8 weeks worth of marketing, 8 weeks worth of build up and having people talking about it. But I also see no, we're going to get you talking about this as you're waiting for the next season as well.
There is also, with video game series in particular, other than The Last of Us, that's a outlier. But other than that, video game and live action representations of like live action movies, like the One Piece movie and Avatar and all that, they've seen a drop in like their season finales where people would come in and like see the first 2 episodes and then they wouldn't be able to retain that. So maybe this was a test on if we drop it all at once, will it have a higher retention rate?
That also makes sense.
Then you have your initial viewers watching everything, and so you have those view counts on all episodes.
Yeah, it was hard too when they were releasing Last of Us week by week, and I'm like, but I want it. But I know you guys have it. I know it is literally.
They had us. They had us on that one.
I know you literally just have the upload button, guys. Like it's right in front of you. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, it's
I've also rewatched Last of Us 3 times since then.
And John, no, she hates it. John also said at this point the Stranger Things kids will be in college next season. No, John, they will not be. They will be planning their retirement and how they go on to Shady Acres.
And I mean, they didn't have. I mean, they did and they didn't. There was that whole writer's strike, actor's strike, which was totally valid, totally understandable, but also really messed up our release dates on stuff.
Oh, hugely. Yeah, for sure. And this, by the way, this just happened, guys. And I literally just got this email. And I'm not to one that's okay. I'm not against self-promotion, shameless self-promotion. So this is really cool.
Woo!
Yeah, we just crossed 175,000 views with tonight's live show. You guys watching have pushed us over 175,000 views during the lifetime of our show.
Cow.
So anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there and say thank you guys for watching. And really like us. So and one thing
get those streaming services. You need to be watching FSP on the regular. There are plenty of bingeable episodes. He just did one with Bill Farmer. It was awesome. Go watch it.
Yeah. Bill's so
the one
cool.
that Tim just selfishly kept all to himself.
I love Bill. Bill's a sweetheart.
I may have kept that one all to myself, but not on purpose. So,
but
I do want to circle back to something real quick. Go ahead and say what you're going to say. And then
no. The friends that I had plans with that night, I told them what I was missing out on, and they're like, Psh, "You could have canceled on us to talk to Goofy." Great.
That was a you problem. That was not a me problem. And just so I know, this is for my own benefit moving forward, and perhaps even my own personal safety. Like, what level of clown afraidness do we have here?
I just don't like them.
Asking for a friend.
I just don't like them.
Oh, then you definitely don't need to watch Twisted Metal.
So, I just need to know.
It's like, so I don't like clowns. I will not go near clowns out in public, like if we're at like a carnival or something. But then I voluntarily watched the remake of It. So.
Okay.
I won't watch the original one with Tim McCurry, but that's different.
I mean,
I just don't like them. They're weird. Balloons make nasty squeaky sounds.
Well, that's a fear of balloons, not clowns.
Yeah.
No, but clowns are associated with balloon animals. And then...
So we're magicians. And basically anybody at a 3-year-old's party.
It's 3-year-olds.
Like
3-year-olds are the problem.
3-year-olds are the problem.
We found the root source of the problem here.
So we're okay with this on the screen then?
Yeah, no, it's... I mean, okay, so the one over the 2016, the Verge one is a little bit weird. But I'm okay.
I thought you typed in creepy clowns because all these are creepy. You just typed in clowns.
I just typed in clown. I didn't go for the creepy. And
Well,
that's
I
the best
mean,
part. I mean,
Google
you type in
fits its
clown.
algorithm to your previous searches. So what have you been looking up, man?
We don't want to talk about those things. There's not one of these clowns that's normal. Like, hey, look, I saw him at the circus.
I don't see Ronald McDonald. Okay, now we're getting to
something. Well, and
okay.
They were there for like 3 seconds, and they went right back to the creepy ones. Okay, I'm getting a little weirded out by them at this point now.
Thank you.
John says, I want to see Tim play Skyrim on a live stream. It only has little spiders. For future reference, Tim is deathly afraid of spiders, and there's a full-on chance that I would scream. Like,
did you hear about the Mars spiders?
Yes.
The spiders on Mars.
Mars has spiders.
Really?
Yeah, so the space telescope got some really high def pictures of what looks like this dune type setting on Mars, and like when they zoomed in really close, it looks like there's just a bunch of tiny dead spiders just all over the place. It's crazy.
Interesting. Okay.
Tim's like not going to Mars.
There are spiders on Mars.
Look who's never going to Mars.
Anyway.
I can send it to you.
You could, or we could stay friends. So,
how are you with watching movies with spiders on it and stuff, like Shelob and stuff like that?
If I close my eyes, it's great.
Wow. Okay.
So my least favorite part of Lord of the Rings is the giant spider scene.
Shelob, yeah. See, Peter Jackson's afraid of spiders too, but he still directed it and put it in.
Tim, how do you feel about the new Lord of the Rings content coming out? Isn't there? Is it a movie or a series or something? I don't know. I can never tell what they're going to turn into a movie or a series. But there's a.
I'm
new
not
Lord
entirely positive. I know. Yeah, I know there's some new stuff coming out. I believe it's animated, isn't it?
No.
Oh, then I have misread that completely. Then I thought it was animated. Hold on a second. Let's do a quick Google search here. Once I get rid of these fun clowns.
I think
the War of Rohirrim
is going to be
Lord of the Rings, the War of Rohirrim.
Yeah, because it's about writers.
Yeah, I knew it was about the writers of the Rohirrim. I just there it is, the War of the Rohirrim 2024 film. It says.
Yeah.
Interesting. Coming out in December. Yeah, it is animated.
It is animated.
Yeah. According to Wiki. Now let's take that with a
But is it animated or is it just CGI?
I saw the trailer. It didn't look animated. Maybe I was watching the wrong trailer, but
let's go to IMDb, which is the wiki of the entertainment world. See what they have to say.
Right.
I met one of the writers.
Oh, here we go.
I met Eomir.
Nice.
Yeah, he was cool. Carl Urban was really cool.
I would love to meet Carl Urban.
All right, so here's some images from it.
Wow.
And these are definitely...
Yeah, that's not animated.
Yeah, this is definitely... It's not CGI, I don't think. I think it's definitely animated, so...
I think that's...
No, that's not animated. Yeah. I'm looking at a trailer right now. That is not animated.
Okay.
Huh.
Is it a fan trailer where they just took stuff?
No.
Okay.
It's a trailer. It's a YouTube trailer.
Yeah, let's see. It's set 183 years before the events chronicled in the original trilogy of the films. Subject by Wolf, a clever and ruthless Dulending lord, seeking vengeance for the death of his father, forces Helm and his people to make a daring last stand in the ancient stronghold of the Hornburg, a mighty fortress that later became known as Helm's Deep. Interesting.
So, like,
just trying to get all the fandoms here.
On IMDb, it does have people listed as the voices of these characters.
Yeah, but like that could be like the voice of random orc number 5. You know what I mean?
Like Eowyn.
Yeah, Miranda Otto is playing Eowyn, and she's doing the voice again.
Oh.
Okay.
Brian Cox's will be in it as Helm Hammerhand. That's interesting.
Neat.
I like Brian Cox. He's a great actor.
He's been pretty outspoken about other actors recently. Did you see that? He hasn't pulled any punches. I can't remember. I think it was Joaquin Phoenix about
Joker?
Napoleon. No, Napoleon.
Oh.
Brian Cox apparently was not a fan. I didn't see the full real statement, but he's like, I could have done a better job. I don't know if he was being facetious or what, but
well, Brian Cox has also never been one to pull punches. He's been more than happy to say what's on his mind at any given time. So that's not entirely surprising to me. You know, Brian Cox has been outspoken since, the word jump.
However, while we're here for just a second, because I need to say this before I forget. Hey, John, Lord of the Rings, 10th anniversary. It's releasing on our anniversary. Let's do it.
There you go.
Sorry, we
got a lot of stuff releasing this year. Jesus.
Yeah, there's
saw The Hobbit on our honey.
We got the Deadpool movie, and then we have that. We also have that other Ryan Reynolds movie, If, about imaginary friends,
which looks fantastic.
We've got another Planet of the Apes movie for whatever reason. They also decided to do another Twister movie for whatever reason. We have Gladiator 2 and a Bad Boys movie for whatever reason. We got Captain America. We've got Venom 3. We've got the new Joker movie. We've got...
Well, now they've pushed the Captain America movie back to 2025, so it won't be coming.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh, I missed that.
That's right.
Yeah.
We've got another Moana movie. We've got that Christmas Dwayne Johnson movie where he plays a giant buff elf who goes and saves Santa Claus.
I'm surprised
I haven't seen anything on that
Dwayne
Red
Johnson
one
is playing a buff guy.
Yeah,
right.
Red one. So like Santa
I
Claus.
am shocked and appalled that Dwayne Johnson would play somebody.
He's playing against type there. Yeah.
However, if we can back it up a little bit, we didn't already talk about it, John. Just because you talk to yourself does not mean that I was there. It's happened before. No, so if we can back up about
moving on to save their marriage, let's talk about Deadpool 3.
I was gonna try that. Thank you, sir, for interrupting me. Go ahead.
So anyway, Deadpool 3. Am I the only one who giggled at almost every stretch of that trailer?
I mean, that's what a Ryan Reynolds trailer is supposed to do to you. It's supposed to make you feel tingly feelings inside.
I mean,
did you see the meme
there was tingly
where it
feelings.
was
I was like,
did you see that where it would show a moment from the trailer, like, I don't know, Wolverine in the yellow, and then it would say, let's effing go, and then it would show something else and say, let's effing go, and then it showed the Wolverine's claws going into Deadpool's crotch, and then it showed Dopinder going, ah.
Yeah, I saw that one.
That was good.
And
accurate.
Yeah, that's.
You pointed out to me, Tim, that I saw the Rob. I think I've been saying his name wrong this whole time. Is it Liefeld or Liefeld, the creator of Deadpool, co-creator?
Rob Liefeld.
Liefeld. I saw his name in the back of the shot of Wolverine and Deadpool walking, but you pointed out the feet part, and I was like, that's fun. That's funny.
Yeah, it's a foot and shoe store that's behind him. It says Lobefeld's feet, because he can't draw feet to save his soul, and so they're.
I'll pull up some of it.
It's a great little knock against them.
Feet are not the easiest thing in the world to draw.
No, he either draws them as big, like snow shovel looking things, or
just like triangles.
Or little triangles with a, But I'm really excited about this movie coming in for a couple different reasons. I think, we're going to have opportunity to see different characters introduced, and we're going to have some multiverse characters coming in because of what it is and the destruction of the Fox logo and all that. This is going to be a very, very fast-paced movie with a lot happening. Mm-hmm. And I think it's the type of movie, I think it'll be the first Deadpool movie where you have to watch it multiple times to catch everything that's going on, and not like where you watched it multiple times because you wanted to watch it multiple times. because Deadpool and Deadpool 2, you watched it again because they were funny, they were great, they were entertaining.
Deadpool.
And I think Deadpool 3, you're going to be watching it again because I think there's going to be a lot of little things happening.
I will say that in the trailer, the scene with Deadpool and Wolverine at the cafe with the, do you need to talk or do we just need a third act flashback? And I'm like, oh man, that is beautiful. Like,
unless you want to breathe through your forehead.
Between that and then no, we can't do cocaine. That was the only thing Feige said no to.
And then all the, do you want to build a snowman? No, can't do that.
I want to, but I can't.
All these different references to drugs, and they're like, no, that's the only thing Feige said we can't do. And
between that and also I noticed at the cafe scene that Deadpool still has the screws in his skull from where he had screwed his toupee.
Yeah. And little hair tuck.
I'm like, oh, dude.
Pointed that out.
That's fantastic.
I pointed it out to my husband. He paused it and he ended up rewinding it and pausing it. And he's like, oh, he does.
I like that. I wonder if that was a nod to some of the artist renditions of Deadpool. He has like open sores and like some like random hairs sticking out. So I wonder if that was their like little nod and play to other artists' versions of him.
It's entirely possible, yeah.
I will say though that just the dropping of the trailer finally, after they had been taunting us for so long, and I understand again, writers strike, it happens.
Yep. Right.
But just the finally, so stinking excited.
How do you feel about the rumors of Taylor Swift being in it?
I have no issue with that.
I'm completely okay with it, especially because they're talking about oh goodness, what's the name of the character she's playing?
Starts with an S.
Like Starlet, I think it is.
Something.
Sparkler or Starlet or something like that.
Yeah.
Either way, I can't remember the character's name perfectly, but the description I read of the character,
right? Yeah.
Yeah. Pop star, singer, tall, blonde, kind of beautiful statuesque. Her name is Dazzler. Thank you, John.
Dazzler, that's right.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I knew it started with an S though.
If it's her, if that does in fact become her, perfect casting. Honestly,
Fits, yeah.
I don't have a problem with Taylor Swift, and I'm not the biggest fan of her music, but I also don't feel that her music is necessarily pointed to me, and that's fine.
She's not losing any sleep over Tim's not listening to my music.
Exactly. I am not going to
all day and night. All of our marriage problems with Kelsey are all about Tim not listening.
Right. Where? How do I get Tim's $32 for this LP that I didn't have before to add?
But you're
to
also not
or at least got the millions.
Or at least one Vivo view.
Antichrist either, though, right?
No, she's not. I think that's the stupidest thing.
Is that a real thing?
Yes.
Oh yeah, there's this whole thing.
There are a lot of theories on
this dude in the South. I think he was out of Mississippi. I think he was, and I don't know if he's a politician or a religious dude, or those two kind of blur the lines anymore at this point. But anyway, he went through this whole thing about how she's the Antichrist, and if you play her record backwards, you can hear this, this, and this. And I'm like, I think you're looking for things, and that's what you're hearing.
Yeah. If you look for stuff, you'll find
whatever you're looking for. That's for sure.
Yeah.
There are all sorts of things when you play records backward. They're not supposed to be played backward.
I'm gonna play FSP backwards and see what I find.
Oh, don't do
we
that.
might make more sense backward.
You'll be like, holy crap, that was logic.
It's just the Quran.
We have somehow mastered particle physics.
Right.
Let's see. We're coming up this week on the end of Wednesday will be the final episode of Bad Batch, not just of the season, but of the series. And anybody taking bets on how many of the Bad Batch actually survive the season? Because I think
I'm gonna go 1, just so that they have something to do a spin-off of.
I'm not including Omega in the Bad Batch. I'm talking about the actual clone troopers themselves, the Bad Batch.
One.
I think it'll be none. I think Wrecker's dead. I think Hunter's dead. Crosshair's dead. Echo's dead. I think they're all going to be. I am not an optimist when it comes to this. I have watched enough Dave Filoni to know that there is some heartache coming on Wednesday. Oh yeah, and that if Omega does make it through, that there will be some type of spin-off with her somewhere, and I think we will see her in live action, probably Ahsoka season 2. But that's just my personal viewpoint on this. But yeah, I thought he was dead last week too. Yeah, he hit that tree, and I was like, well, that takes care of the Wrecker. And then the Wrecker stood up, and I was like, oh, never mind.
And then randomly, he will also make an appearance in Deadpool.
I mean, talk about a crossover. They're both Disney products at this point, so whatever.
That's true.
I mean,
man, speaking of hunters, dude, I'm so excited for the Kraven movie. Kraven the Hunter is going to be such a good movie. I'm so excited. I'm nervous too. I'm nervous too, but I'm excited.
Okay, after what they have done with Madam Web,
I haven't watched Madam Web yet.
Don't.
Okay.
Yeah. There are train wrecks, and then there are nuclear explosions into a train wreck, and then that one was called Madam Web.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm really. I would like Kraven the Hunter to be an amazing movie. I want it to be an amazing movie. I think it has potential to be amazing, but I'm also very scared because it's Sony led. And that causes me to do a little bit of drinking.
Based on the trailer, it looks very Shin-Chi-esque.
Well, that's the thing. I thought that based on the trailer, I was like, man, this Madam Web movie looks freaking awesome. This is going to be great. Yeah. And then they were like, hi, I'm Madam Web. Yeah. So.
You believed the Tinder profile.
Pretty much. So, but hey, while we're talking about Spider-Man and all that kind of stuff, have you seen
Venom 3? Venom 3.
I'm looking forward to that.
I'm so excited. Bringing Tobey Maguire back, baby.
I'm looking forward to that because I have enjoyed the Venom series so far. So the first 2 movies I thought were very good. Tom Hardy is
Tobey
perfect.
Maguire.
It does.
It's going to have Tobey Maguire and Tom Hardy. It's going to be just...
It should be great.
Wait, they haven't announced that, right? You're just hoping?
Venom 3. No, Venom 3, yeah. They've announced it.
No, but the Tobey Maguire stuff, they haven't said.
No, he's on the picture. Like on the...
What?
On the he's on his face when he was Venom in like the old movie, like where he had like that kind of like emo hair and stuff like that. That is the picture for the new Venom 3 movie.
Yeah, it's called The Last Dance.
Yeah. It's Tobey Maguire
stuff.
But yeah. So anyway, so that's coming up, and that should be muy much good. I'm looking forward to that. One of the other things that I'm also looking forward to is it's an animated series coming to Disney Plus. It was called Spider-Man Freshman Year. They just renamed it to
what's the new name?
Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
Oh.
And it's going to be a throwback. It's not going to have like the clean the write-up for it says if you're weren't a fan of like the super clean imagery of the What If series, then you'll be pleased to know that this is going to be more like a comic book look Spider-Man animated series.
Cool.
And Spider-Man, Peter Parker will have a love interest that is not Mary Jane or Gwen Stacy.
What?
So, kind of curious about that one.
Going to be Doc Ock is the love interest.
Well, there's all those extra hands for massages and stuff, so, you know.
What them hands do.
What them hands do. Oh, my God.
I have a question about that. I wonder if they've retooled this as well, because originally they were going to say it's Tom Holland. It's like kind of before Civil War. But they also said that Green Goblin's name. What's his name? feel like an idiot.
Osborn?
Norman Osborn was going to be in it.
He will be.
But if it's still Tom Holland, and then he acted like Norman Osborn in the last one we got, No Way Home, was the first time he met Norman Osborn. Even though he's different, you know what I mean? Even though it's a different multiverse thing, he was saying,
this one's going to be an animated series, though.
Yeah, but I still thought it was canonical in. Yeah, that's the word.
That's a very good question.
See what I mean? I'm like, someone's crossing the streams.
That's a different show.
Yeah, that's a different show.
I'm crossing the streams.
Let's see.
I don't know. Maybe his love interest will be Silk, but that doesn't sound PG.
I don't know much about Silk.
So Silk is also a Spider Woman, but like the lore is because of like both of their like the primal part of their Spidey senses. Silk and Spider-Man cannot keep their hands off of each other.
Oh.
But like
and
that
then
was
they have the sticky hands too, so they.
But that was a big love interest.
Well, this is according to
some of the comics I read.
Let's see here. Let's share this screen. Now, this is according to the Marvel wiki page, which these individual wiki pages are usually pretty spot on.
Are they official?
It would be like going to Wikipedia.
Oh. Okay.
So I would have no problem using this as a source if I were writing an article for Couch Soup. I would use this as a source because this is the same type of page that you would find on Wikipedia, and if the information is there, typically it's usually very well sourced and put together. Now they're saying that this is the cast right here, so this will not have Tom Holland in it.
Otto Octavius and it's not Tom Holland. No. Okay.
No.
So
Hudson Thames.
Okay.
Whoever
and then
that
they
is.
got Otto Octavius, and they made fun of his name and No Way Home.
Yeah.
Like that was the first time they heard it. So Charlie Cox is Daredevil. He's right here.
Yeah.
Him. That's one I'm super excited for. Daredevil Born Again. We got the Punisher coming back. John Bernthal's Punisher coming back.
So there's lots of things coming up in that series alone through Marvel that we can be expecting and looking forward to. Marvel also announced sometime this fall. We don't have a true launch date yet, but we'll have Agatha, the Coven of Chaos, which is the spin-off, the follow-up of
WandaVision.
WandaVision.
Love WandaVision and love her as Agatha Harkness.
Oh yeah, I liked her as Agatha. I don't know that I'm going to like a whole series of her as Agatha.
I've heard great things.
Calvin, Timothy.
I shouldn't admit this, but I follow a leaker, someone that knows. So I already know stuff about Deadpool Wolverine that I'm like, okay, this sounds great, but I won't share. And this leaker person who's got a great track record has heard nothing but good things about the Agatha series. So,
well, I mean,
Catherine Hahn, amazing.
Catherine Hahn's an amazing actress, and she did a fantastic job with Agatha. So I don't see a problem with that necessarily. I don't know.
I think it's gonna lean, from what I hear, and I think it's gonna lean far more into the witchy stuff.
Yeah.
For witchy woman, if you will.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna delve deeply into the coven. The thing, or the coven, or however you say it. Coven, whatever.
Canonical.
Exactly. See, he gets it. The thing I think that I'm probably most worried about with it is that the version of Agatha that I liked in the series that we saw her in, of course, which was WandaVision, but was as the nosy neighbor and all that stuff.
But remember, she got stuck as the Scarlet Witch kind of cursed her to be that version of her when she left.
True. That is true. So I'd be curious to see how that all plays out, because that was the version of her personality in that show that I was like, she's funny. I like her. So.
And it was all a ruse.
It was all a ruse.
It was Agatha all along. Spoiler.
So I could just get me to say Coven or Coven, whichever one upsets Kathleen. I can't remember anymore.
Coven 19.
Yeah, COVID. There it is. COVID-19.
Oh my word.
And then, so we're at the end of April, and in just a few days, we have May the 4th, which is a huge Star Wars celebration day. And we have Tales of the Empire releasing on May 4th, which is going to detail the stories of Barriss Offee and Morgan Elsbeth and their ties to the Empire. And I am very excited for the Barriss Offee story and very much meh about the Morgan Elsbeth story. But I am excited to see what happens to Barriss, who she became, where she went, what she did. Because I'm still holding on to my theory. It's there. It's possible. It could still be a thing that she is Marok in Ahsoka. So, just saying. Because Marok was also in, they never say who they were per se, but with the image and everything. And I just watched them in Rebels today in the, now I got to look up that episode name. But what are we hearing in the background over there?
I'm wondering the same thing.
Neighbors Huskies.
Is that what that is? Okay.
Yep. They got a third one.
Oh, of course they did.
But he's German Shepherd and Husky.
Of course they did. I mean, because why wouldn't you? You know. Yeah. Let's see. Where is that?
Sorry, when the train blasts the next time, I'll shut the window.
All of a sudden, I'm like, what in the world is going on? Yeah, Twilight of the... end of season 2, episodes 21, 22, Twilight of the Apprentice, parts 1 and 2. You'll be able to see Marok in that episode. And if that's not Marok, I will eat a very small cookie in appreciation of being wrong.
He will hold a spider.
I don't know.
No, I will not.
Barack Obama? Who is it?
Marok from Ahsoka.
From Ahsoka. I saw Ahsoka. I gotta look this up.
You won't hold a spider?
No.
And then my calendar is set for June 13th.
Ooh, what is June 13th?
Season 4 of The Boys.
Oh!
Yeah. Jeffrey Dean is the new guy in it. And
Morgan's in it. I forgot.
And Jensen Ackles hasn't quite gone away just yet. And so I am expecting a fight between Jensen Ackles and Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Oh, man.
I am so excited.
Winchester's duking it out.
Yeah. Just real quick.
I mean, I don't know what that is.
That's Marok.
I saw it. Thank you. Yeah, now it. Gonna say that face looks familiar. So didn't see much of a face. Gotcha. I'm cautiously optimistic about the new Planet of the Apes, just because I liked the previous 3, and whenever they change directors, I'm always like wary. But I mean, Matt Reeves did a good job. He was a director change from the first one to the previous 2.
I'm curious about that.
I just have this weird prediction that they're going to do what the Fast and Furious series did, where they just keep coming up with more and more and more movies, and they get more and more outlandish in order to get viewers, and then they stray away from the original reason people liked them.
Yep.
So, I just want one cameo in this upcoming movie. Just one.
Yeah.
Charlton Heston's dead.
No. I want to see him find a ship or something, open it up, and then there's Mark Wahlberg.
And open it up, and there.
He'll be just like, "Hi, I'm here to help Caesar. We're gonna save Boston because it's wicked smart."
I hope Seth Rogen voices one of the apes, since he was Donkey Kong in the Mario movie.
That would be hilarious.
That would be hilarious. Just Seth Rogen's one of them as an homage to the Mario movie.
Just his laugh. He's like,
I'm glad that you appreciated my horrible impersonation there, Tyson. You're welcome.
I was very entertained by it.
Yeah. Yes.
Well,
I
can't
live
just
to help.
critique you. I'll try to so we can say whose is better. But hey, Mark Wahlberg, what you want?
But
Do I win?
definitely you.
Ha.
Oh yeah, you definitely won. And then also June 4th is the start of the Acolyte. We've got that coming up.
So is that the early Jedi one?
Yeah, the High Republic. It's going to be
Okay.
focusing in on the Sith and the story of the Sith. And so I am looking very much forward to a story in the Sith timeline.
So
And
I'm curious about. Wait, so is that one's focusing on the baddies?
Mm-hmm.
yes,
Okay, yes, I am excited.
something
for
that Star
too.
Wars has never done. They've never, like they had Empire Strikes Back where the bad guys won. And don't get me wrong, I love Empire. That's my all-time
Pretty
favorite
sure
movie.
the entire Skywalker trilogy, Skywalker saga is about the bad guy.
Well, I mean,
But
you're not wrong.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
I
wrong.
see where you're both going with this.
But
we were focusing on Anakin when he was the goodie, and then we were focusing on. I mean, the point of view was from Luke.
right.
It was never from the bad guy.
It was
POV.
I just like
the POV was never of the Sith and how they went about doing things. The Sith were always part of the story,
but they were the
it was
antagonists,
always
not our.
So
I am excited for this too. For that fresh perspective.
That's true, John. They were.
It's very much a villain origin story, and I won't doubt that. But there's a lot of stuff coming up, and we obviously don't have time to cover them all.
Crew.
But the only thing coming up that sorry, I was being dumb. Keep going.
We already talked about Deadpool and Wolverine.
Oh, I was going to say the only thing that matters coming out this year is Despicable Me 4.
Oh.
I'm actually okay with that. I have a 5-year-old. Of course I'm excited about that.
I was like, man, talk about jumping the shark.
Totally about the kid.
That's like Fast and Furious 43 coming this year.
I know,
so,
right?
I think it's Deadpool and Wolverine and Joker 2, whatever the real name is.
Foy DeLue.
Foy DeLue, yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited for those two. Probably more than anything else. But
Foy DeLue and Coven 2.
Yeah.
Yep. Deadpool, Kraven, Venom 3, and the boys.
Okay. And Agatha is this year? Yes.
Yes, this fall.
Okay, so that one too. That one's super excited about.
But to answer your question, the Skeleton Crew is all about.
Oh yeah.
We don't have a release date set for that one yet. I believe it'll be either late fall into maybe winter, Christmas time, maybe release. But that's all about they've been kind of hush about the story, other than the fact that 4 young kids discover something they shouldn't, and they're getting hunted basically, and Jude Law's character's trying to protect them. Now, who or what he is, whether he's a Force user or he is just, jolly good, nice guy who's trying to protect some gosh darn kids, I don't know. So, but I'm looking forward to that, seeing what that's going to be. I mean, because my answer for do we need more Star Wars is always yes. I need all the Star Wars I can get. It doesn't matter.
If it's done well, you can't just vomit out stuff, right? It's got to be.
No, he's okay with vomiting Star Wars.
Yeah.
Well, even at that, I mean, I have differences of opinion with a lot of people about some of the stuff in Star Wars that they don't like. Like, I have an upcoming
article. Talked about Solo.
Yeah.
I love Solo.
And I have an upcoming article about that's coming out on Couch Soup, probably in the next few days, about the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, which a lot of people crapped on.
I loved that one too.
I loved it, and I write an article in defense about it. Now I talk about some of the things that did suck in the series. There are some stupid things, but there's more win than there is loss in that series for me.
I think
the loss was them just changing writers halfway through the series.
Yes.
As much as a spoiler to my article, as much as I love the series, the biggest thing that drives me nuts are 2 things. The chase scenes with little Leia, although she is casted perfectly, and she is her. Just Vivian Blair, chef's kiss.
So good, yeah.
Yeah, she's perfect as Leia. And the other thing is, if you have high enough plot armor, you will not die from a lightsaber. So,
if only Qui-Gon had it. Yeah.
Right?
Well, see, and I think
What the
that
hell?
is it that if you have high enough plot
Preach,
armor?
John. Preach.
I guess is it that you have high enough plot armor, or is it you have a good enough agent to finally actually like get it in your contract that you want to die?
Yes, and yes.
Because Qui-Gon and Han, it's about all.
Well, they both came back. Those two actors.
Guess who's back? Back again.
But let's
Qui-Gon's back. Tell a friend.
Qui-Gon Jinn.
Exactly.
The
Qui-Gon
highlight
Jinn,
of that
Qui-Gon
whole
Jinn.
that highlight of that whole series for me was that when Vader's mask is cracked and stuff, and that emotional.
I am not your failure.
Yeah, he's like, you didn't kill Anakin Skywalker. I did. That was worth the whole series for me. That's a Star Wars highlight out of everything.
Between,
they've done, I think.
So it was a close tie for me between that moment and when Obi-Wan is talking to Leia about her parents.
Oh, that was sweet.
I was a blubbering mess.
That
Oh my
was
gosh.
brutal.
But it was so beautiful. And then it
was great.
Yeah.
But yeah.
At the end when she's saying bye to him and he's telling her that she got these wonderful things from her parents, and it's like
that was sweet. That was super sweet.
Yeah, I did laugh though that when they're on that planet and sitting in the back of the truck, she's like, "Are you my real dad?" And he's like, "I could have been.
I would." But no. Somehow,
yeah.
standing next to Obi-Wan,
I just love,
yeah.
She fell in love with the red flag next to Space Jesus. I don't get that one, but whatever. All right.
She could save him.
She ignored the Space Daddy and went for the red flag. But anyway, all right. All right, guys. Before we get into our wrap up here real quick, remind everybody where they can find you. Andrew, let's start with you. Tell everybody where they can find the good old Andrew Morrison these days, other than Fallout 4 and a DLC.
You can find me at andrewdmorrison.com or vocoffeeshop.com.
Excellent. Yeah, guys, go check out his podcast, by the way. Andrew, we didn't mention it earlier, but Andrew has just an absolutely fantabulous podcast that he does with other voice actors and talking about their art, their work, everything that they do, how they got into it, all these great things. And it'll be with a lot of people that you may not have heard of before, but when you're done, you want to go check out the rest of their work. Trust me.
Awesome.
This week is the voice of Animal Planet.
Nice.
What?
Look at you go.
Yeah.
All right, Tyson, hit him up style.
I can't point. Tysonio1 Instagram. That's probably where I'm the most active. And share stuff.
And as you see down in the note right down underneath his name, he is the writer-director of a movie coming up that's called The Many Lives of Chuck Valentine. You can see the teaser trailer on Instagram. It's right there, pinned, #1 with a bullet. And that's a project he's been working on, and we're very excited to see that come to fruition because the teaser trailer is very entertaining. So please go check it out.
Thank you so much.
So, all right, Kathleen.
Ready.
Let's make our way out of here.
Let me get into my wrap up. Where did it go? It's here somewhere. Just a second. Pages, screens. There it is. Found it. All right. So last Friday, we aired our interview with Bonnie Burton, longtime Star Wars arts and crafts writer and former Lucasfilm employee who is actually technically still married to R2-D2. Yeah, no, that's real. And there's a whole story. It's complicated and confusing, and I don't remember who it was who officiated the wedding. It's in the story. Oh yeah,
Darth Maul.
It was Darth Maul that officiated. Yeah. So yes, that is still up. Please go and listen to it. It is a wonderful conglomeration of ADHD ramblings and fantastic stories. It was fantastic. I'm going to say fantastic about 9 more times because my brain has run out of words.
This interview is what happens when you take 3 people with ADHD and lock them in a conversation. And this conversation went here, and then it went here, and then it went here, and then it went here. Yeah. And as John points out, Jedi Elvis was the bouncer at the reception.
Right.
Yes.
And it was one of those interviews that, like, we were back here for so long that my husband messaged me with "Are you okay?" And, like, we're still on our second question. You've been in there an hour and a half. I know.
Right.
This is fantastic. I'm going to say the stupid word again. Not going to say it again. No. It was fun.
Fantastic.
Shut up, Tim.
Kathleen says fantastic a lot because she's a fan of the Ninth Doctor.
I really am.
Yes.
Don't judge me.
Yes.
Christopher Eccleston was fantastic.
There you go.
I had the same problem.
All right. So in addition to that, now you can still find that on all our places and pieces and parts out there, whether it's your favorite audio podcast provider or our YouTube channel here. But this upcoming Friday, we are sitting down with another gentleman named Daniel Bowman. Daniel is an actor who is a droid performer. You have seen him on Ahsoka, The Mandalorian. He has been in Obi-Wan Kenobi. He puts on the droid costumes and walks around. If you remember Blue 3PO from The Mandalorian Season 3, that's Daniel Bowman. He's Blue 3PO, or as I like to call him, Blue PO. Anyway, but yeah, so we talked to him. He's also in a short film called Sands of Fate, by the way. And we talked about that and that Star Wars short film, what it was about, how he got into it, because he's not only one of the actors in it, he plays a couple different characters, including Max Rebo, and Tyson wants back in. I don't know if I'm going to let him back in. Maybe I will.
Yeah, do it.
Okay, all right, I'll let him back in. But yeah, so he plays Max Rebo. He plays Hammerhead, but he's also one of the associate producers on that movie as well. So it's very cool. It's one of the better made fan films I think I've ever seen in my life. And there's a really cool plot twist at the end. Like, really cool. So it's only about 26 minutes long, and you guys don't want to miss that. But now that comes out this Friday, but you don't have to wait till Friday, because you can get it now on our Patreon channel. It's already out there. So you could stop watching this and then go watch more of us over on our Patreon channel for as little as 3 whole George Washingtons a month.
Which, I mean, you already knew that. And if you didn't, why aren't you subscribed to the Patreon? What is wrong with you?
See, that's why
if you aren't subscribed to the FSP Patreon, then you are behind in the times. You are still working in dial-up era. The hip thing to do now is to go onto patreon.com, type in Funny Science Fiction Podcast, and to pay your $3 a month and to get the greatest content you've ever seen in your life. What are you doing? No, don't click that X button. Don't you?
We need to have him do a voiceover for us.
I need you to promote anything and everything.
Have you seen the info that you've gotten out of this? And we're not even special guests. There are some special guests that come on this thing. And even outside all the cool stuff that you see on YouTube and Facebook and everywhere else, the Patreon. That's where the best kept insider secrets
bonus content is.
That's where all the bonus behind the scenes stuff is.
To the Patreon. What are you doing? Why are you still watching us? Go subscribe to the Patreon. God.
Well, on that note, we'll say goodbye so they can go do it. Okay, bye.
Bye. Go subscribe to the Patreon.
Copyright 2024 FSF PopCast. Reference any specific product or entity mentioned on this podcast does not constitute an endorsement or recommendation by FSF PopCast. The views expressed by guests are their own, and their appearance on the program does not imply an endorsement of them or any entity they represent. If you have any questions about this disclaimer, please contact us via email at info@fsfpopcast.com.